let's start with number 1. About. Okay. We are very excited about our trip to Spain next week. We said generally excited, happy, we use about. However, there is not a fixed rule about prepositions, which is why it's not always easy to use them, especially for foreigners, okay? Number 2. For. I'm very fond of. Usually, fond is followed by of, okay? I'm very fond of drinking. So try to remember these words, because usually you can use them in the writing task for the TOEFL, okay? Yes, Abdullah, right? Okay, number 3. Almost all politicians were involved in. We say involved, always is followed by in. Involved in this scandal. Okay. Number 4. 2. I'm looking forward to having a meeting with you. This cliche is used usually in official emails. You can find it at the bottom of correspondence. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'm looking forward to having a meeting with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you, okay? Although we know that to is followed by a base verb, a verb without any ing or any addition, okay? However, in this statement, we usually use to plus a verb with an ing, okay? Number 5. At the moment, she's recovering from her injuries. Very good. Yes. Number 6. Just a minute. 6. About. Very good. I'm dreaming about becoming a famous scientist one day. Good. Number 7. Roger again. With. My cousin is married to. Married is usually followed by to. Okay. Married to a famous American. If it is with, it means that there are 2 persons, they are marrying at the same time from 2 different people. Okay? Yes.
I said from.
From? Married from a famous. Is that acceptable if we use married from? No. Okay. So married to. Okay. Number 8. About. Responsible usually is followed by for. Okay? Remember that. He is responsible for example, preparing dinner every day. She is responsible for teaching the kids. Okay? Number 9. Number 9. Return. Yes, Ahmed. Off. Very good. Many people took advantage of. Take advantage of. So take advantage is followed by an of. Okay. Number 10. With, very good. I was not quite satisfied with. So satisfy is followed by with. Very good. Number 11. 2. It's for. The president was thankful for. Whenever you have a reason, you use for. Okay? For, it means because of. Right? So he's thankful for everyone. Okay. Hajr again, number 12. From. Very good. Everyone in this town will benefit from. So benefit usually is followed by from. 13. This. 13. With. For 2 full days, the man was fighting for his life. If it is his wife, you can use with. With his wife, right? So for his life. Okay. Abdullah, 14.
Towards.
At. My dad shouted at me. Whenever you have this context, shout at. Okay? Not towards. Towards is used when you throw something in a certain direction. Okay? 15. On. Very good. Insist usually is followed by on. She insisted on helping me. Okay. 16. About. Very good. Almost all car companies care about the environment. Care about. Number 17. From, not for. Wearing a seatbelt can protect you from being killed. Okay, from being killed in a car. Number 18.
Into.
With a car. This is a word, we took it from the list of words that you have to remember for the TOEFL. Collided. So usually collide comes with, okay? It's just like the meaning of clash with something, okay? So 10 people were killed when a bus collided with a car. Number 19. Yes,
About.
about? Yes, very good. The customers came to the shop to complain about. Complain usually is followed with about, followed by about, okay? Number 20. Oh, very good. Consist, comprise, هذه الكلمات دائما they're followed by of. Consist of. And look here, you use commas. Just like the one we talked about it earlier. Oxygen, comma, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Here, look, there is no comma before and, so it's British. Yes. 21? Of. It's against. We decided against buying the new car. Okay? Number 22? On, very good. Depend on. So remember this, because I think you use this word a lot in your writing. Depend on, depend on. Number 23. Okay, from. He graduated from. This is, and you will use this word a lot in your writing too. So graduate from Oxford University. I was graduated from the University of Baghdad, etc. Yes, 124? And very good. Resulted in. This word you will need it in your writing too. Result in. 25, the last one?
I didn't catch up.
Okay. Who did it? Yes? And. Yes, very good. Specialize in. You will need this word too, okay? Specialize in. I am specialized in dentistry, for example. Okay? Alright. Now let's move to the two tasks of the writing section in the TOEFL IBT. In the writing section, you will be asked to do the first task, which is called the integrated task. We call it integrated because it consists of two things, and you have to link the information. So the first thing that you will see on the screen when you take the test, when you reach the writing section, you will see a passage. So the first question, it will consist of a passage, and then a lecture. The passage will be 250 up to 300 words. Okay? So you will be asked to read the passage, and then you will hear a lecture. The lecture will last for about 2 minutes. Okay? You will listen to the lecture, and then you will be asked a question. When you hear the question, you will be required to write a passage, an essay. Okay, let's call it an essay. It's different from the individual task, however. So when you hear the question on the screen, you will still see the passage here on the left-hand side. So don't worry. However, you have to read the passage very well and take notes. Don't neglect the notes because they are very important, okay? So you have to take notes, and then you will listen to the lecture. You will take notes too and train your mind in order to think about the general topic, because both of them will be talking about the same topic, okay? So in this task, you will get one of these types of questions. You will first either be asked to summarize what is in the passage, and then listen to the lecture, and then you will write an essay saying how the lecture casts doubt on the information of the passage. whenever you see this question, you have to remember right away that there is a difference between the lecture and the passage. Because with another group of my students, I told them this, all of this information, and then I gave them 2 sample tests of this question. And again, every time they say both the lecture and the passage are speaking about the same thing. Well, no. When you see this question, it means that there is a difference, okay? So take notes of both the passage and the lecture, and then you have to link these ideas, saying that how certain items of the lecture cast doubt, which means confronts, say something is against what is in the passage. And to do this, you have 2 ways. You either have to state one point of the passage, and then you say or state the confronting point from the lecture. Okay, so you make a comparison. Okay, so compare to, and then this is number 1. Then number 2, point again, compare to something in the lecture. 3.3, compared to something in the lecture, okay? At the end, in this task, you don't need a conclusion. I know that we talked about general writing things, and I said that you need an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. But in this task, so this is something easier for you, you need only an introduction and a body, okay? In the introduction, you can say both passage and lecture shed light on biology, for example, on this topic in biology. You don't say that both of them are the same, because the question states that there is a difference. And then in the body, you are going to state that the speaker in the lecture said blah, 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 but in the passage, the writer said so and so, okay? And then you move between ideas. This is one way. The other way is that we call it the block way. So you speak in blocks. Block 1, block 2. Okay? This is 1 and this is 2. So in block 1, you state everything in the passage. Because human mind is different. I know that certain people, their minds work this way, okay? So you can find people who like detail and they can think this way. The passage says this, but the lecture says this. Not all people think in this organized way. Some people get mixed up, okay? So it's easier for them to remember each block aside. So based on your notes, maybe you feel comfortable talking about the detail of the passage. The passage said, the writer in the passage states this and this and this. And then you move to block 2, where you can talk about the detail of the lecture. However, we said that these words are important, transition words. You move from one idea to another, okay? So however, the writer in the lecture confronts all of these ideas by saying this and this and this, okay? Or you can say he confronts 2 of these ideas, saying that this and this, okay? Do you have any questions till now? Yes?
I should memorize all this thing in my mind.
Not memorize, because not all the topics you will be familiar with, but you have to train yourself to catch up the headlines of the passage and the lecture. The passage is easier, it will be in front of you. You can have notes and then you can get back to it when you write, okay? But the lecture, you have to be very careful about taking notes, okay? Because either way, you will be looking at this information, you will be somehow familiar about the topic. So when you hear the lecture, you will know that these things are important. And we said that in the listening section. When the speaker, for example, says, there are 3 types of, these 3 types are very important. When he says, for example, you can state these in your notes. When he says, let me repeat this, it means that this item is important. So you have to take notes of this, okay? Then, when you finish taking notes and you are about to write your essay, you will be given 20 minutes. Okay? So 20 minutes to do this part of the task. So I'll give you an example now. You will write the topic, but I'll give you not 3 minutes to write the passage as a start. I'll give you 5 minutes, and then I'll give you 30 minutes to write. I'll see your writing, how you are thinking, and then when we move on, when we take other examples, I'll give you less time in order to train you about this task. Is that all right? Okay? Right. So I'd like you to take a look at this passage for 5 minutes.